Good morning. Hey, welcome to part three in our series titled Breaking Down Walls. We're going over the Israelites going up against the walls of Jericho and bringing them down, and we're pulling spiritual principles from this event to apply to our own lives. So, glad you could join me today, and we'll do a little recap real quick. Monday, we talked about how our focus should be on God, not our problems, not the walls that we have built up. And if we keep our focus on God, then He's greater than any difficulty or walls or anything we have built up. Secondly, yesterday we talked about our God's plan and how it's usually an unconventional plan, but we have to be obedient to God. That way, God's glory shines, not ours. And through that, I made mention on this third note, and we're going to focus more on it today, and that is inviting God into our dilemma, uh, taking God with us in our obedience to Him. He gives us a plan, and then we're like, "Okay, God," and we run out the door, and we don't take God with us, or we don't ever invite God into our situation. We try to handle it ourselves, right? God, you're better than this, but I got it. I got this. I can take care of it. And we wonder why we struggle. We wonder why we have so much trouble. So today we're going to talk about inviting God into our struggles, into our situation, the walls we're up against, taking God with us. And I want to read with you in Joshua 6 again, and it is, let me make sure, Joshua 6, 8 through 9. Is that right? Well, we're gonna skip. We're gonna go from 6 through 9. Yeah. Anyways, 8 through 9. But I'm gonna touch on another one. What I read yesterday was Joshua 6 3 through 7, and in it, in verse 4, it says that 7 priests will walk ahead of the ark, each carrying a ram's horn. So they took the Ark of the Covenant with them. And in verses uh, 8, uh, 8 and 9, Joshua was speaking to the people, and here he says, after Joshua spoke to the people, he told the people what to do. The 7 priests with the ram's horns started marching in the presence of the Lord, blowing the horns as they marched, and the ark of the Lord's covenant followed behind them. Some of the armed men marched in front of the priests with the horns, and some behind the ark, with the priests continually blowing the horns. So you have armed soldiers, priests blowing the horns, the Ark of the Covenant, and then more armed soldiers. This is very important. They had the Ark of the Covenant in the middle. They weren't just marching around Jericho checking it out. They took the Ark with them. Now, in the Ark, what that means is the Ark of the Covenant housed the tablets of the Ten Commandments, the let me look real quick. Yeah, it's not written there. If I remember correctly, the Ark of the Covenant housed the tablets of the Ten Commandments, um, Aaron's staff, and a gold jar filled with manna that the Lord had provided the food from. Essentially, what that was, all those things, was the presence of God. God's holy presence was inside that ark, and radiated from the ark. Um, so, so carrying the ark with them, taking them with them. They were literally taking God, their physical deity of God, with them in this task, in this journey to march around Jericho every day and 7 times on the last day. And this thing wasn't light. I mean, this was a gold plated, decorative, heavy box. It was is all there. Okay. So it was a struggle. It wasn't an easy task to take God with them, but they did it. They did it out of obedience to the Lord because that's what He told them to do. So my question to you is this: do you take God with you when you go up against your walls? Do you invite God to go with you? It's not going to be easy. It's not easy inviting God to go against your struggles, right? It's not. I mean, it's one thing to go, God, I'm struggling with this. I lay it at your feet. That, I mean, even that takes a sense of pride away from you, a sense of humbleness. Let me rephrase that, a sense of humbleness to do. But when we take God, come with me. I can't do this on my own. I need your help. Come battle this with me. Taking God with us is not an easy task to do. But do you do it? Do you invite God into your dilemmas, into your walls, to tear down your walls? And take him directly to the source, If you look at the case of the Israelites, these two walls of Jericho, double fortified walls of Jericho, these were daunting tasks. And they brought God and marched around. They brought the ark and marched around the exterior of the city. And God was just like, this ain't nothing. I got this. You got to think by the end of the time, these men are like, God's got this. We're good. And do what he says. Why don't we do that with our own problems? Why don't we invite God to come with us? Well, I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what's going to happen. No, we don't know. But I want to show you something. In John chapter 16, verse 13, Jesus says this. He says, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. When you invite God to go up against your walls, to go up against your issues, your dilemmas, and you accept him into your heart and take him with you, he will guide you in truth. You don't have to know what will happen. You don't have to know what the outcome will be. You just have to be obedient, because God will guide you in truth. It's what he did for the Israelites when they marched around Jericho. They did what they were told. The walls fell down, just like God said. How many things are you putting off in your life because you don't know what the outcome will be? So you're not going to do it. Why don't you just take God with you? Listen to his guidance. Be obedient. And see what the outcome is. God, just like we covered yesterday, God has a plan for you. It's a plan to prosper. Why are you putting it off? It might be difficult. It might be heavy. You're going to have to do some work. But it's a plan to prosper. It's a plan for God's glory to shine through you. Why don't you invite God into your life? So, my daily drink for you today is this. Instead of going through life on your own and trying to be victorious on your own strength, bring God into the equation. Bringing God into the equation changes everything. God wants to be a part of everything you do. So bring him into the equation. That's my daily drink for today. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow.